Okay, in this unit we learn about weather, and at the first part we have to learn about some keyword that related to the weather. So right now let's continue to the keyword page. Okay, the first keyword we learn about weather. So do you know what does weather mean? And here is an example of the word weather. Weather affects our daily lives a lot. And the next keyword we learn about measures. And here is an example. We use some tools to measure the weather. And the next keyword we learn about thermometer. So we have to read thermometer. And here is an example of a word thermometer. A thermometer measures temperature. And the next keyword we learn about temperature, not temperature, temperature. Okay, please read temperature. And here is an example of this word. Temperature shows how warm or cold the air is. And the next keyword we learned about weather vane. Okay, what does weather vane mean? Okay, and here is an example. A weather vane indicates the direction of the wind. And the next word we learn about indicate. And here is a sentence of the word indicate. The arrow indicates the direction of the wind is coming from. And the last keyword we learn about rain gauge. Okay, please read rain gauge. Okay, and here is a sentence of the word rain gauge. A rain gauge is used to find out how much rain falls. And please try to remember and try to understand about the meaning of all these keywords. The word weather, what does it mean? Measures, thermometers, temperatures, weather vane, indicate, rain gauge. Okay, please try to remember, and if you don't know about the meaning, and you can open a dictionary or you can search on the internet by google.com, and you can search on the internet about the meaning of all these words, or you can ask me on the Facebook. Okay, now continue to the reading page, and in this page we will read all the sentences in this unit about weather. So right now please listen to the MP3 together and try to follow together. Okay, let's get started.
Every day, when people wake up, they look outside. What are they doing? They are checking the weather. Weather affects our daily lives a lot. What is weather? Weather is what the air outside is like. The weather can be sunny, cloudy, rainy, or snowy. It can change in a few hours or day to day. How can you measure weather? We use some tools to measure the weather. A thermometer measures temperature. Temperature shows how warm or cold the air is. We measure the temperature in units called degrees. Some tools measure wind or rain. A weather vane indicates the direction of the wind. A rain gauge is used to find out how much rain falls.
Okay, after we read all the sentences in this unit, let's continue to the next page. Okay, so in this page, we see three pictures that related to the weather. They are measuring tool, right? So what is it? Okay, the arrow indicates the direction of the wind is coming from, and here is the tool for measuring the temperature. We use the thermometer to find the temperature outside, and here is a rain gauge, measure how much the rain falls. Okay, now let's continue to the next page. Okay, right now let's answer all the questions about weather together. Question 1. What is the passage mainly about? Is it A, all kinds of the weather? Is it B, weather and how to measure it? Is it C, the way to use a thermometer? Okay, all this answer is correct, but the most important idea is one. We have one answer that is the most important idea. So which one is the most important idea of the passage? Okay, let's take the answer together. Okay, so in this unit we learned about the weather. So the most important ideas of the passage is weather and how to measure it. Okay, it talks about the tool to measure the temperature and talks about the weather, cold, very cold, hot, like that. So the main idea of the passage is weather and how to measure it. Okay, now question 2. A. Measure the amount of rain falling. So which one is the correct answer? A. Weather vane. B. Thermometer. C. Rain gauge. So which one is the correct answer? What do you think? Okay, let's check the answer. Okay, so C is the correct answer. Rain gauge measure the amount of rain falling, right? Okay, now question 3. What does tool means? It means equipment, it means people, it means hand. So which one is the correct answer? What do you think? Okay, let's take the answer. Okay, so the correct answer, tool is mean equipment. Okay, please remember, tool is mean equipment. It is same meaning of equipment. Okay, now question 4. Answer the questions. A. What are some kinds of weathers? Okay, let's answer this question. What are some kinds of weathers? It's hot, it's cold, it's snowy, it's sunny, like that. What do you think? What are some kinds of weathers? Okay, what about your answer here? What do you think? Okay, let's take the answer. Okay, so there are some kinds of the weather. Yes, they are sunny, cloudy, rainy, and snowy weather, right? Okay, so the weather in our country or the weather around the world, they have sunny, cloudy, rainy, and snowy weather. Okay, now continue to answer question B. What unit do we use to measure the temperatures? Okay. What unit do we use to measure the temperatures? Okay, so how do we use the unit to measure the temperatures? What do you think? And what about your answer here? Okay, let's take the answer together. Okay, so the unit we use to measure the temperature is degree. Okay. Now answer question B. What does a weather vane measures? Okay, what about your answer here? What does a weather vane measure? Okay, so weather vane. Did you remember? What does a weather vane measure? What about your answer here? What do you think? Okay, let's take the answer. Okay, so a weather vane is used to measure the direction of the wind. Okay, please try to remember. Okay, now continue to the next page. Okay, number 5, complete the outline about kinds of weather tool. Okay, kinds of weather. It's sunny, cloudy, rainy, and snowy. And the weather tool. We have thermometers, weather vane, rain gauge. Okay, so thermometer measure A. Okay, so we use thermometer to measure about, what do you think? Okay, so we use thermometer to measure temperatures. And right now, let's look at the weather vane. So weather vane we use to measure wind. And B, what word should we put here? What do you think? Okay, let's take the answer. Okay, so whether when measure wind direction. Okay, please try to remember. And now rain gauge. Okay, measure the amount of what do you think here? What word should we write here? Okay, let's take the answer. Okay, so rain gauge is used to measure the amount of rain, right? Okay, now let's continue to vocabulary builders. Write the correct word. Okay, right here we see 4 picture. So please look at the picture 1. Okay, what is it? Is it a book? Okay. And a tool that measures temperature. So what is it? A tool that measures temperatures. We call them. Okay, a tool that measures temperature is thermometer, right? Okay, so thermometer is used to measure temperature. Okay, now look at picture 2. A tool that measures the direction of the wind, a wind wand. So what is it? Did you remember? What is it? A tool that measures the direction of the wind or a wind wand is okay, weather vane, right? Okay, now look at picture 3. A tool that measures the amount of rain. Did you remember? What is it? What do you think? What about your answer here? A tool that measures the amount of rain. It is okay, it is rain gauge, right? So rain gauge is used to measure the amount of rain. Okay, now look at picture 4. To sow, it means. Okay, did you know about the same meaning of to sow? What is it? What do you think? The answer is indicate. Okay, so to show it means to indicate, to show the time, to show the direction of the wind. It means to indicate the direction of the wind. It's the same meaning. Okay, congratulations. Now you finish unit 17, but please try to learn by yourself at your house with this video again and again, and please try to remember all the keywords in this unit about the keyword about weather tool, yes, kinds of weather, sunny, cloudy, rainy and snowy, temperature sorry. Okay, temperature, direction, rain. Okay, please try to remember and try to read and try to pronunciation. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.